Welcome to Celebrity Masterchef Ireland. Over the next 6 weeks, these 8 celebrity cooks will battle to claim the coveted title of Celebrity Masterchef.
I'm absolutely petrified because MasterChef is obviously the pinnacle of cookery programmes all over the world. I haven't been this frightened since the week before my leaving cert.
I think that's the intriguing part of it, is that I'm going to be stepping completely into the unknown and I haven't a clue what's going to happen.
Comedian, writer, athlete and TV personalities, all stars in their own right. Can they stand the heat and the pressure of the MasterChef kitchen? These celebrity cooks will face a series of culinary challenges set to test their skills to the limit. They all came to win, but only one will make it to the end.
There is a little voice in the back of my mind saying, "What are you doing?" And it's not saying it that politely.
Standing between these cooks and the Celebrity MasterChef title, 2 of the most respected figures in the business. Michelin star chef and restaurateur Dylan McGrath.
From Dylan, I'm hoping for compassion, and I'm expecting contempt.
And restaurateur Nick Mounier.
Nick is actually tougher than I expected. He's a perfectionist as well, and he wants things to go out looking perfect.
This is the ultimate pressure cooker. Week by week, at least one celebrity cook will leave the show. Today is their first day in the MasterChef kitchen, and from the start they need to set a high standard. For many, this is the first time they've cooked outside of their own kitchen.
I would be a mad fan of MasterChef as well. And it's going to be very strange, you know, actually being the one to put the apron on.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the MasterChef Ireland kitchen. This is our first ever Celebrity MasterChef.
Today, we would like to get to know you as cooks. We would like you to cook us one dish that tells us something about you as a person. We like to call this you on a plate.
Okay, so this is your opportunity to cook something for myself and Nick that says something about you. You've got 10 minutes to get your ingredients from the pantry.
So you have 1 hour to cook and present your dish. Will you please now go to the pantry to select your ingredients, and the very best of luck.
The pantry contains all the ingredients required for each dish, but they only get one visit, so it's up to them to choose exactly what they need.
I've completely forgotten all of my ingredients. MasterChef is without a doubt the biggest challenge I've ever undertaken, and one that I haven't undertaken lightly.
Anyone need any ginger?
You're always an expert when you're watching the show, but being on the show, you kind of have to prove your worth.
Where's the coriander?
Here's coriander here.
Don't be taking it all now, David.
From being an athlete, yeah, I am competitive. The nerves have been building as if I'm building up for a race, and I'm like, just want to get going now.
Okay, guys, time is up. Please return to your workstations and start cooking.
They have 60 minutes to leave their culinary calling cards, and this is their first chance to get the measure of their opponents.
Who are the people to watch out for? Who are the people that we're, we just have absolutely no idea at this stage. I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to watch everybody.
I've heard a little bit about Tracy Piggott. I've heard she does a mean roast dinner.
Angus, is it okay for me to say I'm not too worried about Angus right now?
Maya Dunphy might prove to be a strong contender.
No, the reality is there'll be some people who can really cook and some people who do it a lot, and they're genuinely pretty skilled. And there'll be the non-leaguers, like myself. But, even non-leaguers can have a good cup run.
And one news reporter finds the MasterChef kitchen can be just as cutting edge as the newsroom.
Fingers already?
Yeah, me.
Oh, no. Are you cut?
Oh, yeah, it's too small.
Newsreader Angus McGreena may seem more cut out for a news desk than a cooker, but he's out to surprise a few people.
In the newsroom, a lot of your personality doesn't necessarily come across. When I know that I'll be in the kitchen under pressure, I think yeah, people probably get to see a different side of me. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know.
So, what does it feel like to be out of your comfort zone then?
Totally out of my comfort zone. I am at sea. I am lost.
Oh, I'm sure you're not that bad. Tell me, so what was in your box?
I'm hoping to make a seafood chowder with lovage and take that with tomato and fennel scones.
Wow, so quite a bit of work to involve.
You have to try and focus, so that's what I'm going to do now.
So
I just started cooking when I was young. I just loved food, and I knew that I liked food to taste the way I wanted it to taste. So,
Lottery presenter and model Kamal Ibrahim is out to present a good-looking dish today. And the former Mr. World has something to prove.
I think that people at home watching the show, isn't that Mr. World? That's that model guy. I don't think anyone is going to expect me to put up a very top-notch dish.
What's the crack? What's the crack? Well, we want to know what the crack is with you.
Well, I am making fish with asparagus.
Fish?
Yes.
What kind of fish?
Sea bass. Pan-fried sea bass with asparagus, boiled potatoes and hollandaise sauce.
This is quite a Provençal sort of dish, isn't it?
It's a proper what?
Provençal dish. With the tomatoes.
If I knew what that meant, I'd probably agree with you.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's very continental, it's very French sort of type cooking you're doing.
Well, it is, and I guess, and that's kind of funny because my background is Italian and African and Irish, but I mean, I do well when I'm under pressure a little bit and when I'm in a competitive setting. Modeling, I mean, I started my career in modeling and then I moved into the Mr. Ireland and Mr. World. Extremely competitive environments. It's an uncomplicated dish once it's done well. I guess that relates to me as well. I'm relatively simple, but you know. So I've never done fish before. Is it a good idea to do it as my first task? I reckon if I can do it well, then I'm looking good for the rest of the show.
With one celebrity cook leaving today, the pressure is on in the MasterChef kitchen. Fortunately, broadcaster and writer Maya Dunphy is known for her confident manner and fearless nature.
I'm so full of self-doubt. I've never been so nervous about anything in my life.
I'm doing a mini Asian street food buffet. I'm trying to blindside you with cuteness because I can't do technical. That's how
So tell me this, why is this like your personality?
I spent a year living in Borneo. One of the best ways to eat is street markets, and it's cheap and it's fun. I'm not saying I'm cheap and fun, just saying this is you on a plate.
Dylan McGrath is terrifying. He really is. He's quite an intimidating individual. He's an amazing chef, and he's a well-respected chef, and I've eaten in his restaurants. I've also been turned away from his restaurants.
Okay, well, I look
Do I
forward
look
to
like I'm
tasting.
doing okay?
You look like you know what you're doing.
You give nothing away. You give nothing away.
You look like you know what you're doing. But then, what would I know?
Exactly.
If cooking were an Olympic sport, David Gillick might feel more at home. This Olympian and two-time 400 metres European champion is out to claim the MasterChef title after missing out on London 2012 due to injury.
Tell us what you're doing here, David.
So basically, mine is a salmon with a tabbouleh and quinoa.
And what is quinoa?
Quinoa, it's a grain, it's an ancient grain that's really high in protein. I'm scared of Nick and Dylan. Because I'm coming slightly from a different angle, I wouldn't cook with like butter and things like that as much as maybe some other people do, and I think that might affect the taste. But sometimes, you know, I tend to look at food as fuel.
Okay, so we're still expecting something quite tasty, yeah?
Yeah, it should be. You know, I'm hoping the salmon now, if I can get this nice and crispy, nice crispy skin on it. Because sometimes I think with like high nutritional food, it can be a bit bland and a bit boring. So that's my only doubt, that the judges might kind of go, this is horrendous.
Nice glasses, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know, I learned from the best.
Oh, yeah, too kind. Favoritism, I love it.
A few points there, yeah?
A few points there.
He's everybody's favourite grumpy Dunphy in Après Match. But will comedian Gary Cook live up to his name in the kitchen?
Tell me, what are you cooking?
I'm baking baked salmon.
Right.
In an avocado and creme fraiche sauce with a kind of garlic.
Okay, and does this represent some of your personality?
Salmon is nice, and I'm nice. And my personality is a
see
bit...
the parallel there.
Yeah, well, it says your personality on a plate, and I am a lot like a salmon.
Yeah, full of knowledge and nice.
Well, yeah, also, I'm constantly swimming against the tide.
And what's with the salmon? How are you going to do that?
I'm going to bake it.
Okay, so you're going to cook it. You're going to cook it in this. Are you going to fry it on the skin, or are you just?
No, I was
going to
do. I was going to do that. I was going to make it crispy.
Right.
But I'm not.
Why is that, Gary?
Because my wife told me to.
Told you not to?
Told me not to.
Is that the soundest advice?
She said, keep it simple, Gary.
Is that?
She said, Gary,
it's not the first time she said that. She's not here today, obviously.
No, see, she's not, no. I used to eat sausage rolls from the Spar at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then people used to say, you know, you eat absolute rubbish. And I go, what? What's wrong with this? But, you know, so I think those days are over.
My mandolin at home is completely different to that one. On risk life and limb, Tracy. I've been long enough on this thing.
Are you okay?
No, yeah, no, I am. I'm just talking to myself.
While some have a lot to say for themselves, horse racing reporter Tracy Piggott seems to have a lot to say to herself. Nick and Dylan want to hear more.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello.
I've noticed you've been talking to yourself.
I do tend to do that when I'm very, very nervous, yes.
Okay, well, that's,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I do. Try and keep myself calm.
Calm,
you know,
okay, well,
yes.
tell us
It's hard to find an equal, Tracy. It's hard to find an equal.
I thrive on sort of high-pressure situations because, you know, working in the industry that I work in, I've been doing live television for 24 years now. And whether it will make me produce better food is another question. What am I doing? Well, I'm doing dobe sole on a bed of julienne vegetables with a Bercy sauce. I love going to France. Spent a lot of time in France, did as a child, and I always had this dish down in the south of France. And also, on a more personal level, my father loves his dobe sole, so it's kind of, you know, a family thing.
So you're gonna take these out, or?
Yes, I'm going to clean it all up before I cook it. And I was going to do it in fillets, but I think it tastes a lot nicer when you cook it on the bone and then taking off the bone and putting on the... The fish has to be cooked absolutely perfectly, so obviously that's something I'm concerned about, that I get it absolutely right. Although it is simple, there's elements of it that could go badly wrong.
OK, guys, 30 minutes have gone. You have 30 minutes left.
So I've always had a really strange relationship with food. When I was a child, I didn't eat a lot. Broke my mother's heart. And I just got by on chocolate to give me energy. And then, obviously, as soon as I had kids, I think like a lot of mothers, you just end up cooking the same thing all the time. But about a year ago, this passion for cooking just came out of somewhere.
As a working mother, model and TV presenter, Yvonne Keating is used to multitasking, but only recently developed an interest in cooking.
OK, so talk me through what you're doing.
OK, so I'm doing fillet of lamb.
Yes.
I'm serving it in a roasted tomato. Oh, smoke's never a good thing.
Well,
my idea is I'm doing a Bloody Mary in a roasted tomato. So
I love a Bloody Mary. They're just flavours that I love. And being from Kildare, I love lamb. My whole family loves lamb. I think people probably see me as somebody who stays in the background. In the past, I've been, you know, a wife, I'm a mother. I suppose this is my time to step forward and show people that I can cook, and that I've got the confidence to do this.
But confidence is just one ingredient they'll need to claim that Masterchef title. Irish Times journalist and consumer expert Conor Pope demands high standards in his day job. But can he serve up a winning recipe to stay in the competition?
What's going on here, Conor?
Right, well, I'm cooking a organic salmon fillet on a bed of crushed new potatoes with crab. And my goal is not to disgrace myself. My goal is not to be shouted at by Dylan and Nick.
So why is it you're cutting the salmon? Tell us.
Well, you see, if you score the salmon, it stops the skin rising up on the sides and basically peeling off. So I want it to stay intact so that when I serve it to you, it looks good. I can't tell you how it's going to taste, but as long as it looks good, at least that'll be kind of 20% of the battle. I'm not looking forward to things like plating up. Plating up is not something that I'm good at. There is an artistic flair behind fine dining that I don't think I have. And then, at the end of the day, what I'm going to have is the samphire is going to be fanned out in a beautifully gorgeous array, and it'll just be amazing, or else it'll look like a dog's dinner. I have no idea which. There is a huge degree of fear, because when I've told family and friends that I'm taking part in MasterChef, their single response has been, "You're doing what?"
Two people are saying out for me.
Go on.
I quite like David's approach to cooking.
I think that, yeah, David seems quite composed. It's whether or not David has any idea of flavour.
Angus as well for me. I like the sound of his
Angus is another one. The cheddar sounds really hearty and tasty.
Yeah.
Maya seems in it to win it. She's pushing herself today. Yvonne seems to be holding it together. She seems very composed and seems to know what she's doing.
Are you allowed to ask her how this works?
It needs to lock in. It'll only work when it's locked.
Oh, right.
Very complicated piece of machinery.
Why don't things work for me in this universe? All right, it's okay. I've got off to a moderate start, and I think I'm in the relegation zone. Jesus.
Okay, guys, you got exactly 15 minutes left. 15 minutes to finish. There's a burning smoky.
Who's burning?
That's me.
Hello, Connor.
Connor, I love the way he owns up. He's so...
That's very quick.
When you hear him saying 15 minutes to go, the pressure's intense. I hadn't expected it to be so intense. Like a master chef.
That's tough. Flattery gets you everywhere.
A presentation on a plate wouldn't be great. It's literally just whack it on and eat it. Like, your food is fuel. And that's what they're going to be critical about, this presentation.
Okay, guys, you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
Ran out of time, really. I was only filleting my fish at 5 minutes to go, so that when my hands were shaking, it was a bit of a rush job. So I didn't have enough fish as I would have liked.
Okay, guys, time is up. Please step away from your workstations. Time is finished.
Oh, no, I can't put that bit on, can I? No, not really. I think I'll leave it as it was. Right. I knew it was going to be exciting, you know, I watch it all the time on the television, but I was not prepared for the rush that I got, you know, doing this today, and I think we all felt the same way.
Jeez.
Coming up, the celebrities get their first taste of Nick and Dylan's feedback.
You need to definitely work on the presentation because it looks like it fell from the roof. I think it's important now that we find out whether or not they've any technical skills.
What?
Where's the recipe?
The first ever 8 celebrity cooks have entered the MasterChef kitchen. Their task was you on a plate, creating a dish that reflects their own personalities. With their 60 minutes now up, it's time for Nick and Dylan to taste the results.
You know, to be honest, I'm not afraid of Nick or Dylan, not one bit. First of all, I work in television, I don't work in a kitchen. My career does not rely on what they say. So in one respect, from that point of view, I couldn't give a toss what they said.
I could lie and say I take criticism really well, but the truth is I take criticism extraordinarily badly.
Okay, Connor, bring up your dish if it's ready.
It's as ready as it'll ever be.
First to face Nick and Dylan, Connor with his organic salmon and coriander, with crab-infused crushed potato and a mango salsa.
When I think of Dylan McGrath, I don't want to be in a position where he's glowering at me saying, "Oh, you've let me down, this is terrible, I wouldn't serve this to my dog."
Okay. To be fair, Connor, I don't think it's a bad effort for a first dish coming in. The salmon is cooked perfectly, so 10 out of 10 for that. I think that the amount of potatoes in ratio to the rest of the dish is kind of monstrous and a bit big. But ultimately, your choice of ingredients, the way you've presented it, I think it's a really good job. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Fish is beautifully cooked. It's just unfortunately you put everything sort of separated, so it's almost like different dishes. Again, you know, under the pressure that you had, it's a well-executed dish, so well done.
Thank you very much. I think it was a pretty good start, but it's a long process, and there's going to be an awful lot of really, really hard challenges ahead.
Maya, if you're ready, will you please present your dish?
Inspired by a year in Borneo, Maya opted for a mini Asian street food buffet of pad thai noodles, chicken satay and ginger wonton.
It was terrifying. I was just worried I'd need to go to the loo in the middle of it. It was just awful, just the fear.
First of all, I think the presentation is excellent. Really thought about it. Different flavouring, different textures. As a whole, I can sort of see a bit of you in this dish, so good attempt, well done.
Thank you.
It shows potential, and then you've pushed yourself considerable for the first dish. The chicken is a little overcooked. I think your satay sauce isn't great. It's very stodgy, isn't it? Technically, you have a bit to go, and you definitely need to watch the cooking of things in terms of chicken and stuff so that it's not overcooked, because we are on Masterchef. But other than that, I think it's a good effort. So well done, Maya.
I think they were fair. And again, it's amazing how good you feel to get a bit of positive feedback. I didn't think I'd care so much.
It's terrifying though, isn't it?
Okay, David, bring up your dish.
Health-conscious athlete David has cooked a healthy dish of salmon fillet with asparagus, radish, fennel, caper and orange salad, served with a salsa verde and a quinoa tambula.
The salmon's cooked nicely, crispy. I love the way you worked, which was most important for me today. You seem quite methodical. From what I can see, you seem like somebody who could have the potential to be a decent cook. The best thing I can say is make sure you keep tasting when you work.
As a whole, I mean, I like that type of dish, and you showcase something, your personality on a plate. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I kind of wanted them maybe to go, oh, David, your dish was amazing, the flavours were fantastic and stuff like that, but I would have just liked that massive tick to know that I was safe to get through.
Tracy, if you're ready, will you please present your dish?
Well, I suppose my biggest fear would be that, you know, when I present this plate of food to Dylan and Nick, you know, they make that awful face that you see, you know, and they just think it's revolting.
Tracy.
Yes.
Are you happy today, my dear?
No, I'm not entirely happy. I think I would have liked to put more fish on, but I kind of ran out of time. I had 5 minutes to fillet it.
Tracy has drawn on memories of family holidays in France and produced a dish of Dover sole on a bed of julienne vegetables with a boursi sauce.
The flavour of the sauce Bercy is actually very nice. It's light on taste. It goes nice with the texture of the Dover sole. It's a shame we don't have more, obviously, fish. It's just unfortunate, the presentation, but you know that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
As a dish, as flavours, it's really good.
I like the sole. I think it's really nicely cooked. I think there's moisture still left in the fish. Nothing's too complex. It feels really old and traditional. As a dish. I'm not saying that that's you, Tracy.
No, that's all right.
I'm talking about the dish.
Wonderful.
Good job, Tracy.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Good first try.
Thank you. You always take it personally when they're eating food, don't you? I didn't think I'd feel like that.
You're willing them to say something good?
Yeah. Well, it was terrifying, yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to be high pressure, but I didn't expect it to be as terrifying. But, yeah.
Oh, you can breathe now.
Okay, Angus, bring up your dish.
For his you on a plate, Angus has gone for his favourite comfort food, seafood chowder with a tomato and fennel scone.
First thing I'd say is that your presentation is very clean. I love the flavours of this together. The fennel tomato, and then the smokiness of the fish and the cheddar is really nice. So you've executed a really nice dish. Well done.
Thank you.
It's delicious. It's wholesome. It's fresh. You want to keep eating it. Hats off. It's good. Thanks, Angus.
Good job, Angus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, yeah, no, it was fine, but it's just that nerve-wracking when you're sitting there and you're just like, oh my God, what are they going to say?
If anybody of that caliber was to say, yeah, you know, good man, Angus, I was going to say, Jody Mac.
That was good. Oh, God.
So, yeah, I'm glad that's over.
Gary, will you please present your dish?
No.
For comedian Gary, salmon fillets with avocado and creme fraiche sauce with garlic and chili potatoes.
And are you happy with your food?
Yeah. Finished it.
Okay, Gary. Presentation-wise, it's very rustic, to say the least. But flavour-wise, I think you've packed some flavour in there. I like it. It's good.
Okay,
so thank you so much.
You need to start thinking, if you're going to continue in the competition, you need to think of it as one dish, which is one piece of salmon, an adequate amount of potatoes, an adequate amount of salsa, an adequate amount of sauce. You need to definitely work on the presentation because it looks like it fell from the roof. And I need you to want to eat it for me to want to eat it.
All right.
Other than that, good effort.
Thanks, Gary.
Am I dismissed?
You are. Fingers on your lips. Off you go.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Gary.
Gary.
Very much. Nick, the guy from the Thunderbirds, he was very nice. Dylan wasn't quite so congenial.
How'd you get on?
We're opening a restaurant together, so... Dylan McGrath actually does have the stare, he's got the Roy Keane kind of stare. I found it strangely attractive.
Okay, Yvonne, bring up your plate. Are you happy with the dish?
I think I probably asked too much of myself and there's too many components.
Is that a bit of you on the plate?
Well,
Taking on too much?
Actually, there's a point. Probably.
Yvonne has cooked a noisette of lamb with pine nuts and celery salt with a Bloody Mary sauce served in a roasted tomato with creamed spinach and straw fries with rosemary.
I think that it's good that you've pushed yourself today. Although I have to say that if you try to do something and then it doesn't turn out right, it's probably better that you didn't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So with the crispy fries, you could do it being a lot more crispy. So what we have is a sort of a soggy potato. The tomato garnish is fine, although just because you like Bloody Mary doesn't mean that it marries well with lamb.
Yeah. Very good. So that's all I need, is the lamb and the Bloody Mary mix. And maybe a little bit of crispiness from the fries, just to give a bit of texture. Give yourself less work, and just concentrate on the flavours.
I will.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks a lot.
And breathe.
When it comes to this, the pressure, I should have kept it simple. But I suppose, yeah, in life I take on too much and then just, you know, try and keep it together.
Kamal, will you please present your dish?
Finally, you on a plate Kamal style. Fillet of sea bass with chili potatoes, asparagus and a hollandaise sauce. But is he ready for a side helping of Nick and Dylan's opinions?
I'm a lot more nervous than I thought I would be, to be honest. I actually said, you know what, I'm not going to care what they say, I'm not a chef, but actually, yeah, I'm nervous now.
Presentation-wise, it's nice, it's very colourful. It's just that the fish...
It's a little underdone, yeah.
It's underdone, which is unfortunate, because it's, again, we're saying that the fish is the main ingredient. It's just, it's a shame, because you do have something there that could have been a wonderful dish.
Definitely the cooking of the fish is something that's let you down, just because it's raw. But what you need to do is try to develop an eye for detail. where every component and every element of the dish matters. All right?
Okay.
Good effort today, man.
Thank you. The fish was underdone, which... That's just... I'm just disappointed with that. I was getting worried there. I was like, supposed to you on your plate. Yeah, it looks good, but it's just, if you go deep, it's like shit. No, that's not me! That's not me! I'm good on the inside, too. It's funny how, because in the beginning, I was like, I'm not going to be worried about what they say. But then when I brought my plate up, I was like,
I know. It's really disappointing, isn't it?
And I felt really disappointed in myself, actually.
But you care. I think we all cared more than we thought.
Yeah.
I think it's really shown us today at what caliber they're at. Angus cooked a nice dish. Whether or not he can replicate that again remains to be seen. What do you think of Tracy?
The Dover sole was unfortunate because there just wasn't enough fish. It just lets itself down.
I think Kamal was a little bit shocked that his dish didn't live up to it. I think he expected more from himself, so I think his competitive side is kicking in now. Conor cooked the fish nice.
Conor did, definitely.
He's a long way to go as a cook, but it needs to definitely taste more. What about Gary?
You know, you don't want him to sort of carry on if he's not going to sort of get into second gear.
I like Maya. I like her cooking. I think that she executed something. She really tries.
David, I did like, because I did like his philosophy about his whole approach to food.
He's very clean.
Very clean and precise. It'd be great to see him do...
He's one of the stronger ones, yeah?
Completely.
I think it's all down to a bit of experience. I think that the longer they can last in the competition, the better they'll improve.
The cooks face their next task, knowing that not all of them will make it today, and the hidden skill test will determine which of them will be eliminated first.
The hidden task next is going to be probably slightly tough. You're going to be completely thrown out of comfort zone.
At least with the signature dish, you know, we've had a chance to practice it and kind of know what we're doing. So I don't know what they're going to throw at us. So I am very worried about that, yeah.
If I went on week one, it'd be worse than the walk of shame anybody could ever do.
Eight Irish celebrities have completed their first task in the Masterchef kitchen and had their first taste of the standards expected from Nick and Dylan.
This morning was quite interesting. I mean, we had some good and we had some bad cooking.
Yeah, we did. I think it's important now that we find out whether or not they've any technical skill.
If I'm presented with ingredients and I'm told to make a dish, God, I have no idea what I would even do.
Yes, I'm very confident. I believe I'm going to go through. I believe I'm going to win this whole tournament, or at least get a top 8 finish.
So, Dylan, next up is the classic skills test. I see you've got some lovely ingredients on the bench. What are you going to be making for us, Chef?
Today we're going to attempt the classic crepe Suzette. So if we can get them to pull that off, it's very thin pancakes, Grand Marnier caramel and orange sauce.
First step is a good batter for the crepe.
My secret is that I pour it directly straight off.
That's cool.
So then I have a really thin layer.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm just going to caramelize some sugar. That's starting to color already. So into that then, just starting to slow down the cooking of the caramel. I'm going to add that orange juice and I'm going to reduce that down. The butter is in there, the sugar is in there, the orange is in there.
Once the sauce has reduced, the crepe are added to the pan, along with some orange segments before flambeing in an orange liqueur.
Important when we use Grand Marniers is that you burn off the alcohol. So as you can see, that the Grand Marnier is cooked off now, and those natural flavors are going to just intensify. Things we're looking for is thin crepes, orange segments not broken up, caramel, and then some sort of balance.
That is fantastic.
And it'll show a good technical skill and a good understanding whether or not they can deliver on this. The hard thing is that they haven't seen me do it.
First to take up the frying pan, Maya. Her Asian street food impressed. Now she needs to go flat out for the perfect pancake dish. But with no recipe and no idea what Dylan's final dish looks like, it's a big ask.
I can identify these things.
OK, well, we'd like you to give us your take on the classic crêpes Suzette.
What we're looking for is them folded correctly, thin. Grand Marnier is flambéed in the pan, and we'll help you as you go along.
Where's the recipe?
So everything has been measured for you. So you have the first part of the process on this tray here.
Okay.
And then your sauce is on this tray.
Okay.
And you have 15 minutes to prepare 2 pancakes.
I need to follow recipes, so the idea of a tray of ingredients to me is pretty terrifying.
Okay, here goes nothing.
You're gonna flip it?
Yeah.
Come on, Maya.
Yay!
Keep an eye on that caramel. Some orange juice in there, yep.
This could go horribly, horribly wrong.
Not over the match. Quick, in.
Oh, quick.
No.
No!
Yay!
Yay!
Result.
Okay. Ta-da! No, it's all right, isn't it? Pancake's a little bit too thick.
I know they're meant to be super wafer thin, and mine were more like kind of Irish pancakes from the 50s. But, oh God.
And would you be happy to have that in a restaurant?
Would you pay for that?
I probably wouldn't.
If I was doing that at home, I'd be quite happy with that. But for MasterChef, I don't know if it's good enough.
Crêpe Suzette, with its butter and sugar, is not something you'd normally find in David's kitchen. Can he rise to the challenge?
2 thin pancakes flambéed, if you can.
Calm down. You'll get what you're given. Kind of froze a little bit. I was looking at the egg and flour and go, right, I can make a crepe.
Make her evil.
Yeah! That's in.
Cool, well done.
That's it. Try and slow that down. Try and slow that caramel down.
So, David, you have 5 minutes left.
Ideally, we want you to flambe the pancakes back in through the sauce. That's enough. That's enough. We'll light it again.
Sure, I didn't know what a flambé was. Flambé, I don't know, in a match. Ah!
Yeah, it's gone.
You got 1 minute left to get that on the plate. 1 minute.
God, the time was flying by. It was just panic. Like, the whole 15 minutes just went by in a heartbeat.
That was a relief, wasn't it?
Oh, my God.
If you were to do anything again, what would it be?
Taste as I went. I didn't taste things. I panicked a bit.
I think you got a lot more right than you got wrong. The only thing I'd say is the crepes are a little thick. Not a bad effort at all. He's one of the best.
That was a tough task. Oh, God, so hard to know. So hard to know, because you don't know what everyone else has done.
Gary earned criticism for the presentation of his salmon dish. Now he needs to impress with his artistic sensibilities and delicate touch.
We want your take on the classic crêpe Suzette.
Right. Okay.
So all your ingredients are laid out. Don't forget the flambe.
You could never forget the flambe, right? Well, you can't run out the door. You have to do something. Really, you could, but you just look like a terrible twit, really. Okay, so.
Hang on, Gary, what are you doing?
I'm breaking the egg.
You have to make a batter first, yeah?
Okay.
That's it.
I didn't have a clue. Okay.
Well done.
Dylan McGrath said, well done for pouring some milk into a bowl. That's a first.
Pick it up, turn it round, flip it over.
That's beautiful. That's a lovely colour.
All right, let's start the second one, Gary. We need to do 2, yeah, and we're running out of time already. Oh, what's your pancake, Gary? Gary! Yeah. There you got 1 minute left.
I love it. Okay, get your plate out, Gary.
I think I'm in relegation trouble. I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Forgot the flambe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't use Grand Marnier.
In your crepes, is that?
No. I think it's a very cliche thing to do, but if you must do that, you know, it's fine.
definitely original.
I mean, even without the alcohol, it's actually not bad.
It does miss the alcohol, though. But good first try, Gary.
Yeah.
You're much, much nicer than you look on television, okay?
Well, that was an experience.
Everyone in Ireland is invited to my house for crêpes Suzettes. Everyone.
Tracy has displayed good technical skills, but fell down on her time management in the first challenge. Now she has just 15 minutes to make the perfect crêpe Suzette.
Classic crêpe Suzette.
Yes.
Yes?
Something I'd never done before, so I just thought, oh, you know, this is it now. I'm just have to wing it. Am I supposed to be talking to you while I'm doing it, or should I just shut up and...
Just shut up and do it, yeah?
Yeah.
You can talk to yourself.
Yeah, which I do.
Yeah. You got 5 minutes left.
Yes, I have, sorry.
You're very calm for a woman who's never made it before.
I think it's such a strange experience. I didn't imagine to feel like I do going into that environment, but suddenly you're just in this zone. You can't run away.
That's
Now you're flambeing.
Oh, I'm flambeing, my God. Wow.
The caramel sauce is lovely.
Technically, it's very, very, very good. Very good.
Well, I'm amazed. I'm very surprised. I'm really surprised. I'm proud how I did today, yes. Really hard to say that. I'm proud of myself.
Tracy could be a tough act to follow, but Conor is hoping he can build on the positive feedback he received for his salmon dish this morning.
I have to tell you guys that the first and only time I've ever made pancakes was about 3 months ago. My 4-year-old and my 6-year-old said they were the worst pancakes they'd ever tasted.
You happy with that one?
Well, happy might be overstating it slightly.
Get rid of that. Let's do another one, will we?
Oh, okay.
We need to move quick now.
Well, talk about the dizzying highs and the terrifying lows of Masterchef, because I thought the first task this morning went quite well, and I think the task this afternoon was a disaster.
Gee.
I'm going to have to somehow make this look less like a slop.
Are you happy?
No.
Why, Conor?
I think the presentation is shocking. I was supposed to serve crêpe Suzette, and I think I served crêpe Suzette soup.
I think you're being very hard on yourself. You even got one wrong and you fixed it and came back with 2 good crepes. So your kids would definitely be impressed. They're way better than what we were expecting.
They were nicer than they probably should have been. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful.
Relatively new to cooking, Yvonne overcomplicated her lamb and Bloody Mary dish. She's no stranger to making pancakes, but crêpe Suzette is a whole new ballgame.
You know, nerves are a terrible thing. You can see all the ingredients, and I've made pancakes before, but just for a second, you're like, oh.
You got 3 minutes.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
Oh my God. Probably tasted better than it looked. But no, I was happy. My caramel sauce, probably, I struggled with that a little bit.
Yeah, I think you've sort of got the balance right between the sweetness.
Somehow you muddled through it and got it right.
My first day was probably more stressful than I expected. And I think nerves definitely got the better of me.
Angus steps up, eager to build on the success of his seafood chowder. But the recipe could be bad news for this newsreader. Desserts are just not his thing.
My heart dropped because I said, oh no, it's a dessert. And then I thought, oh no, I can't do this.
That's a wonderful thin crepe. Can you flip it in the pan?
Friggin' hell.
Maybe is it loose? Is it?
Crap.
Do you play the drums, do you?
No. I'm not sure if I'm ever this coordinated.
Something like that. That's this stuff. Okay, you got 1 minute left.
It's actually wonderful.
It's fresh, it's well balanced.
It is good. They impressed him in the newsroom now. Newsflash.
Well, they made me taste it first. As I said before, I mean, I don't eat desserts, but I was actually quite pleasantly surprised myself, if I'm allowed to say so.
Finally, Kamal. His earlier performance disappointed Nick and Dylan when he served raw sea bass. Can he win them over with this classic French dessert?
To give us your take on the classic crêpe Suzette.
I had no idea what a... When he said Suzette, when he said crepe, I thought, that's a pancake, isn't it? And then he said Suzette, and I was like, what?
Oh, God. Perfect, done. Let's get another one started. Remember, we need 2. That's the stuff. That's a bit better.
That looks better.
Flip it, flip it, flip it.
Yeah! Oh, yes!
2 minutes left.
It's all over everything, yeah?
Yes, pour it in. Now light it, light it.
Yeah!
Now shake that. 3, 2, 1. Finish. That's it.
That is very sweet. Ooh, that's sweet. Not bad for a first attempt.
Not bad.
Ah, the eliminations. Yes, I'm not looking forward to that. I don't want to satisfy probably the people out there thinking, ah, sure, that's your man off the telly. He's a model. Sure, he can cook. Of course he's going to go first. That's not me. I'm not going to go first. I don't want to go first.
I didn't think coming into this that it would mean so much to me, but I kind of feel like I've got the bit between my teeth now and I want to continue on and get better.
I would like to stay in the competition. I'd like to learn how to cook more, and my wife would like me to learn how to cook more.
Who was your favourite for today?
I think I'm hovering between David and Tracy's, but I think if I had to really choose one person, it would be Tracy's crêpe Suzette. And for you?
For me, it's David. The best thing about David as well was that after he finished cooking, he was very unhappy with it. And it shows a pursuit of perfection. I love Angus as well. I think he's fantastic.
I think he loves food. He has almost
He's
a love
got a great
affair
relationship with food. I think that Maya, I expect more from Maya. I was expecting her to be a bit more, to deliver a bit more. But today, she was kind of middle of the road for me.
As for Connor, I do think he was a bit all over the shop. But because he was the only one really had the 3 minutes left to produce a nice plate of presentation-wise, and he just fell flat, didn't it?
Yvonne needs to taste more, even under pressure. She cooked okay, but it's got to be about flavour. So then the last 2, the ones that are struggling, is Kamal and Gary. He wants to be here and he wants to give it his best try, but I don't really think there's much in him. Kamal definitely is full of beans, full of enthusiasm, but I don't think that his relationship with food is very strong.
It's a hard call, though, between those 2. Guys, we would like to thank you for cooking for us today. Well done.
So the 3 strongest that came through technically today were David, Angus, Tracy. Well done.
Maya, Yvonne, and Connor. You demonstrated some good ability today, but we would like you to focus more on your presentation skills, the tasting, and above all, just relax and enjoy yourselves more. And we will see you all next week.
Okay, so the weakest performers today technically are Kamal and Gary. Unfortunately, one of you has to go.
The first person to leave the MasterChef kitchen is... Gary.
Well, I've actually learned a bit about cooking. It mightn't seem that way to the audience, but I actually have. I can pour things into bowls. I learned how to do that. The way I put the milk into the bowl today, I thought was very good, and I was very pleased with that.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, Gary. Thanks.
Everybody would like to win. Of course they would, but I'm not really good enough to win, so I'm cool with that. I can leave here with my head held low and
Next week.
How many pork bellies have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7?
20.
If it went wrong, he could potentially have killed people.
Calm.
It smells awful.
100% outrageous behaviour.
Can we have someone tell us what these things are?
That's good.
Oh dear. I've killed one of the presenters.
And for the lowdown and behind the scenes on tonight's Celebrity MasterChef, check out Mooney on RTE Radio 1 from 3 to 4:30. Back to this evening and coming next when Rory and Dino move in with Agnes, it's not all plain sailing on Mrs. Brown's Boys.